Hey everyone. A couple of weeks ago, a friend of mine asked me to take part in a roundtable discussion about Toronto sports in general for his website. So please take a moment to check out this piece. The link is in the description, and feel free to check out his awesome website. His website is jzrigore.com, and not only does he talk about sports, but he also writes about movies and music and anything else that really he finds fascinating. So yeah, on to the show. What's up, guys? My name is Michael, and as always, I'm here with Carl and Ede, and this is TFC True Fans Chat, where basically the fans of Toronto FC talk everything about Toronto FC. And obviously, there's been a lot to talk about because we haven't done a video in a while. There's 4 games that's gone by so far, and we're just going to go quickly over those and kind of go over what to expect for the next game. And basically, the question is, are TFC in trouble? That's what we'll be answering for you today. So let's go over the first game since the CONCACAF Champions League finished, which is the game against uh, Chicago Fire. 2-2 draw. Carl, what are your thoughts about this one?
So what I'm thinking, because there was so much Champions League fatigue still, the team started off well, and then within like the last 10 minutes, they really started to crumble. I kind of blame fatigue on that, and it just wasn't good enough on the day. Just let it slip right in the last minute.
hmm And then after that, you have the game against Philadelphia, and that was a win. Eddie, what are your
Yeah,
thoughts about that 3-0 win against Philadelphia in Philadelphia?
uh, it wasn't it in TFC at BMO Field? It was a home game.
Yeah,
Was it?
it was a home
Yeah.
game.
Okay.
Anyway, the game was a good game, and yeah, Chapman scored the last goal, showing us his young talent. Excited to see him play more football for TFC. Yeah, and TFC really stepped up after that 2-2 draw against Chicago Fire. We showed their dominance and everything, and so proving to the other teams in the MLS that they're still in it. They're still here to fight and retain that title.
hmm
Yeah.
And then after that, you would think that we would be do better. We would win the next games and get the ball rolling, um, but we didn't. We played against Seattle Sounders, first game since MLS Cup final, and we lost 2-1. This was a tough one because uh, going into the game, we knew that Seattle wasn't playing their starters, and so we kind of had an advantage in terms of having better players on the field, and we definitely had on paper probably the better players on the field, and it just didn't turn out the way we wanted it to turn out, which was the 2-1 loss against Seattle,
Hmm.
which hurts because there's definitely that kind of rivalry between us and Seattle. And so that's basically a win, a draw, a win, a loss, and then now you get into the fourth game against the New England Revolution. This one's at Boston, 3-2 loss against them, and this was a tough one. Um,
Hmm.
Carl, what do you think went wrong?
Um, so obviously we decided to start kind of a weird lineup where we had our couple of our starters on the bench. Giovinco wasn't starting. Mavinga, he's finally off the injury list. He didn't start, and I think they did that to kind of prevent getting more injuries because it is like a turf field. It's like common for players to get injured there. Um, but in the end, it turned out to be kind of a risky move. We should be focusing more on trying to win games and not just try fancy new techniques and stuff. I don't know. It just didn't work out.
Right, right.
Too little, too late.
Yeah, and like some of the goals, I guess you can kind of credit to like individual mistakes, like not like a like for example that one goal, the second goal I believe it was where you have Bono kind of playing really risk, like he was pretty risky in terms of coming up
Hmm.
out of basically like he was at the edge of the box before he got rid of the ball, and then when he passed it to Akeche, who gave it away instantly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't know what was going through his head with that pass. It was kind of right to the Seattle attacker.
I saw the replay, and from what I saw, the team was just playing catch up, and they couldn't
Yeah. They're
get
horrible.
the equalizer in time.
Yeah, I think. Well, from what I remember, like the second half, I guess there was more of an attacking mindset.
The
Um,
second half they brought on the like Giovinco and like Mavinga, so they pushed Bradley up.
yeah,
Bradley was like super slow uh, um, in defense. Like people were like outrunning him like crazy. He'd push up because he has a midfielder's mindset, but wouldn't track back later. It was just like a lot of issues in the back like that, and they're pressing. Like New England was pressing hardcore.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
And honestly, I don't know what it is about like New England and Columbus, but it seems like every time we go to those places, to like Boston and to Columbus, we don't
yeah,
do too well. Like I don't know, it's kind of like I don't know if that's just something like I notice because of some like psychological thing, but like it just seems like we always lose there, like, even though they suck usually. Like no offense, but like well, I guess Columbus is doing well now.
yeah, that's
Um,
true.
yeah,
I have heard that about like going to New England. It's like a place that's like hard to win games.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So I guess yeah,
but,
maybe it's just not me. But another thing that I want to mention about this game that was not the highlight, but kind of like the end note of the game with Giovinco's red card, and I'm sure most of you guys seen the replay. Basically, a hand to the face. It's like what do you expect, right? Like once that happened, you knew he was going to get the red card because that's basically the rule: no hands to the face.
mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it was the New England players' fault in a certain way, trying to like get the ball after Jovinko had scored and he had the ball. And it was really silly. And then yeah, I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. It happened. It happened.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then so now he can't even play against our next game, which is against Orlando City, and that's on Friday, which is just in a couple days. And so obviously this one, oh man, I probably should know this, but is this in Orlando or is this in Toronto?
I think it's Orlando, but
Okay.
I don't really know. Yeah,
So then it's an away game, but still you have our like basically our current form is um, you know, we have a draw, a win, a loss, and then a loss. Orlando's coming off like I think they had like 6 wins in a row or something like that, or maybe 5 or 6 in a row, and then they lost
yeah.
recently to Atlanta, their rival, well, their regional rival, really. Um, but so I mean, that's hard to win against Atlanta, so you can kind of look at that loss as not as bad as it looks. So definitely a tough one to look at. What do you guys see for this game? Like, what are your thoughts?
For me, I think now that we got Mavinga coming back in, uh, it'll improve. But I don't know. Like I keep having my hopes up, but the team. For me, I think now that we got Mavinga coming back in, uh, it'll improve. But I don't know. Like I keep having my hopes up, but the team just has to improve. They get chances, but they seem to really squander them a lot. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
they got to work on finishing. They're professionals. I don't know.
yeah, well,
Has,
yeah,
hasn't been good enough.
you're right. You're definitely right, and definitely Mavinga coming in. I agree with you with that helping. Um, that'll kind of bring people back into the natural position,
Yeah,
and hopefully that helps. Definitely, they need a winning squad. Like they need their top players to play. Um, Orlando, like yes, they're doing well, but I don't remember which clubs they were playing against where they won those games. But I mean, they lost against Atlanta. We're kind of comparable technically to Atlanta if you look at like last year and how
hmm
good our team is. So definitely Orlando's looking at this game as kind of like a like a test to see where they actually are in terms of MLS. Like, are they actually that good? So hopefully we can kind of go in there, win, and yeah, that'll help us because definitely like we're looking for wins. Obviously, it's an understatement. So yeah, definitely. But is this like a must win for you guys? Carl, do you think this is a must win?
Um, to be honest, I kind of think that if we don't start winning now, it's just gonna set things up way harder to get into playoffs even. Last season we only lost 5 games, and this season we already lost 6. So things gotta start changing, right?
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, hopefully the idea is that we obviously don't lose any more games. But yeah, I guess we should make a note that like last year was like kind of insane in terms of like how well we did. Like records were broken, right, with the way we were playing. So obviously you do have still those amazing teams like New York City and Atlanta that are doing well, and it's gonna be hard to catch up to them. But hopefully we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's basically everything we have for you guys. Obviously, we want to win this next game on Friday, so make sure you guys watch that game on Friday. I think it's 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. Maybe it's 7:30, something like that. So I should probably, yeah. So make sure you guys watch that, and make sure you check out our other videos, and we'll try to do our best to make sure these are regular videos. Thanks for watching. Make sure you click that like button if you like this. You can even click the dislike button if you don't like it. Honestly, like I'm not like for censorship and all that. So you can just you can dislike, like, whatever. You make sure you favorite it, put in your favorites. You can ring that bell. You can subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thanks for joining. We will see you next time.